So what if I told you that your struggle with discipline, it's not actually your fault? That for years, you've been fighting completely the wrong enemy. Today, we are not going to talk about motivational quotes or just trying harder. Nope. We're going to dive right into the neuroscience of how you can literally rewire your brain to not just put up with difficult tasks, but to actually start craving them.
Oh, you know that feeling, right? You've got a big project staring you in the face, or you were going to work out or just read a book, but somehow your thumb just has a mind of its own and opens up that app. That magnetic pull towards the easy, instantly rewarding thing. That's not a personal failure. It's a biological signal, and it's telling us something really, really important about how our brains are wired. That feeling we were just talking about, it isn't a flaw in your character. Not at all. It's actually a feature of your brain's ancient operating system. And to really get why that feature is causing so much trouble today, we have to understand one thing. Our brains are trying to survive in a world they were never, ever designed for. See, for thousands and thousands of years, your brain's #1 job was to keep you alive by saving energy. So it's always running this ruthless little calculation in the background. What's the least I can do for the biggest reward? Just think about it from your brain's perspective. It sees a half-finished work report and a bag of chips. The report, that's a huge effort for a reward that's maybe weeks away. The chips, 0 effort, immediate reward. For your ancient survival brain, it is a total no-brainer. And this right here, this is the core of the problem. That ancient survival code, it's now a critical vulnerability. Our modern world is basically a playground of things engineered to hijack that exact system. Apps, notifications, junk food, they're all designed to give you the biggest possible reward for the absolute smallest effort. Your brain is just doing its job, but the game is completely, totally rigged against it. So here is the most important thing I want you to get from all this. Please just stop blaming yourself for a lack of willpower. Take a breath and let this sink in. Your brain isn't broken, it's being hacked. And you know what? That's actually incredible news, because once you understand the hack, you can finally start building a defense. All right, so who's the mastermind behind this whole hack? Well, it's a tiny little chemical you've definitely heard of, but probably not in the way you think. Its name is dopamine, and it is time we cleared up a huge misconception about what it actually does. Okay, this right here gets to the heart of it. We always call dopamine the pleasure chemical, but that's not really the whole story. It's the wanting chemical. It's the molecule of motivation. See, it doesn't spike when you get the reward. It spikes in anticipation of the reward. It's the chemical that's screaming, hey, go do that thing. It might be awesome. And that little word, might, is why endless scrolling is so addictive. The very next swipe might be the one that makes you laugh. Your brain just loves that chase.
But this whole thing creates a really dangerous trap, this downward spiral you can see right here. So first, you get blasted with constant, easy dopamine hits. In response, your brain does what any system would do when it's overloaded. It turns down the volume to protect itself. And how does it do that? Well, it literally reduces the number of dopamine receptors you have. The devastating result then is that normal, healthy activities that used to feel pretty good, like reading a book or exercising, now just feel boring.
So when you feel unmotivated, it's not that you're losing your discipline. What's really happening is your brain is building up a tolerance, just like it would with any drug. You start needing more and more intense stimulation just to feel okay. This isn't some moral failure. It's a biological state of being completely overstimulated. But here's the good news. Your brain isn't just a passive victim here. It is an incredibly adaptive machine. And just as it can be trained to seek out cheap pleasure, it can absolutely be retrained to find deep, lasting joy in discipline. It's time to recalibrate the entire system. And this is where the dopamine detox comes in. Now, the name's a little dramatic. You're not getting rid of dopamine. You're just taking away all the artificial, hyperstimulating junk food for your brain. The goal is super simple. Let that volume knob for satisfaction return to its natural, healthy baseline. Okay, a crucial heads up. The first 2 or 3 days of this, they're going to feel pretty awful. You'll be bored, you're going to feel restless, you'll want to reach for your phone constantly. That feeling is not weakness, it is withdrawal. That discomfort is the physical sensation of your brain rewiring itself. It is the clearest possible sign that you are on the right track.
So how do we actually fight back against this dopamine hack and do the recalibration? Well, here's a simple, actionable 7-day plan you can use to reset your brain and take back control of your focus and your drive.
The framework is so simple. You can see it laid out right here. First, we identify our own personal biggest sources of cheap dopamine. Second, we commit to completely eliminating them for just 1 week. And third, and this part is key, we replace that empty time with activities that build genuine earned satisfaction.
So what are we cutting out? Well, the usual suspects you see here are a great place to start. But the real challenge for you is to be brutally honest with yourself. What is your digital junk food? What are your go-to escapes? Just be ruthless for 1 week.
But you can't just create a vacuum. You have to replace those habits with something better. And as you can see, these replacements are, well, they're different. They're slower. They require a bit of effort. Reading an actual physical book, cooking a real meal from scratch, going for a walk and just letting your mind wander. They don't give you that instant rush. They build something way more valuable.
And that gets us to the heart of this entire mission. We are trading cheap pleasure for deep satisfaction. Just look at this comparison. Pleasure is immediate, it's fleeting, and it comes from something outside of you. But satisfaction, it's delayed, it lasts, and it comes from your own effort. Our world sells us endless pleasure, but it leaves us starving for real satisfaction. This reset is all about learning to feed yourself again. So after you've pushed through that initial discomfort and you've finished the 7 days, what's waiting for you on the other side? Well, the change is way more profound than you might think. It's not just about being more productive, it's about changing how you experience the world. You will start to notice these real, tangible shifts. Your ability to focus on one thing for a long time will come roaring back. Your mind will feel clearer, less frantic. And here's the most amazing part. That hard work you've been avoiding, it starts to feel exciting. Your brain, now reset, begins to crave the rich, complex reward of actually overcoming a challenge. And this, right here, is the ultimate goal. To get to a place where discipline is no longer this exhausting, uphill battle, it becomes a choice you willingly make because you have retrained your brain to prefer the deep, lasting reward of satisfaction over the cheap, fleeting hit of pleasure. This quote just perfectly captures the whole philosophy. Every time we choose the easy thing now, the scroll, the snack, we are making our long-term life harder. And every time we choose the meaningful, difficult thing now, we make our future easier, richer, and so much more fulfilling. But please, remember this detox isn't a one-time magic pill. Your brain's ancient wiring is always going to be there. The true secret to long-term success is to become an architect of your own environment. Make the good choices easy and the bad choices hard. Put the phone in another room. Put your running shoes by the front door. Make discipline the new path of least resistance. The science here is undeniable. Your brain is not fixed. It is constantly being shaped and rewired by the choices you make every single day. It has the capacity for deep focus, powerful discipline, and genuine satisfaction. The hardware is ready for an upgrade. The only question left is, are you ready to install it?